Welcome to the third edition of Inside the Middle East, Real Conversation from the Business Events Frontline. This is a special series that ICA is developing for covering the current scenario in the Middle East. Today we have the destination Dubai, which has been stable, confident, and of course with a lot of global trust on this destination. I live in Dubai, so I have my first-hand experience, which I am experiencing that the government approach on the sound judgment and the way that diplomatically they have engaged into this current situation, prioritizing the legal, the regional stability and de-escalation. The country remains committed to protect life, safeguarding national interest, and of course maintaining community security while ensuring the continuity of daily life that we go through across the different sectors, across different government entities, and of course supported by public awareness and adherence to the official guidance to follow official sources for updates and for instructions. Joining me today is Karina Lance, Associate Vice President of Dubai Business Events, the city's official convention bureau, which is playing a central role in driving international business events and maintaining global engagement. Thank you, Karina, for joining. Welcome to this series. Great to have you with us. Let's go straight into it. What are you seeing on the ground right now in terms of international bids, confirmed events? Has the confidence in Dubai shifted at all? And what are the strategies for being implemented to ensure safety security for attendees during events?
Thank you, Andrew, for having me this morning on this chat. I'm really happy that you're giving us this opportunity to address our fellow ICA members and the extended ICA association community. First, I would like to stress that from a Dubai Business Events perspective and a wider DET role and mandate, the priority has been to ensure the safety of our fellow colleagues, residents, and tourists while maintaining operations on the ground. There's been a few phases since the beginning of the conflict, and it has been very clear from the beginning that the most important was to ensure that our colleagues, our residents, our extended family here are safe, and they can continue living their life as best as they could. Then how did it translate for us looking at a business event strategy and the way we position not only the convention bureau, but the way we react to business event segments in light of the current situation? First, I would like to say that in normal situation, we already know that the association segment is one that is of very long resilience, in a sense that we do look at potential business events to take place in our destination in the future. All convention bureau will agree with me now that usually the work that we do in, say, year X will contribute to results for us in the next year, the year after, or even beyond 2030. So this means that for DBE, we haven't stopped engaging with KOL, Al Safi Ambassador Program, in putting bids for subsequent years. We are now bidding for 2027 all the way to 2032. And we are either actively putting forward bids or doing engagement for ongoing lobbying activities for those bids, for which a decision might be taken either at the end of the year or next year. So the activity on that front, from a capacity business development prospect, has not actually changed. Where we had to adapt, and I believe this has been the case for the majority of destinations around us and our ecosystem, was actually to work with PD planners that have confirmed business events from now until the year. We were fortunate enough that through through our support and ongoing coordination with international meeting planners, we were able to reschedule those events to either later in the year or subsequent year, depending on the rotation of that particular associations. We have been doing a similar approach when it comes to corporate and incentive segment, where we see also a resilience coming in for certain markets, starting from the mid of this year during the summer all the way to the end of the year.
Thank you, Karina. I think that was in a nutshell of exactly what we want to portray to the international world. But I'm sure that you also are getting a communication from the international associations, and you are able to shift them based on their rotation, as you said. But if you have to put across directly from international organizers, how do you address any safety concerns for them right now? Is there any measures or any system in place to ensure like a seamless delivery of events even in the period of uncertainty? I mean, what's really your narrative?
So I would say that since the beginning of the incident in our region, the first feedback we received from international association was on the fact that they were all asking about our own safety and if everything was going well for us, which was overwhelmingly positive. That was the first reaction of associations when they reached out to us. The second phase was knowing the experience that we have, not only as a bureau, but also as a destination in navigating different type of uncertainty. Whether we look at the situation during COVID a couple of years back, or if we look a bit further down the road, over 15 years ago during the financial crisis, Dubai has actually a strong record of managing that actually instability, because we have existing framework in place to ensure that there is continuity of the activities that we are doing. There is no questions around the safety of potential delegates being in Dubai. There is a lot of measures within the ground that enable a delegate to attend either a conference or an activity and feel totally safe. I think the questions for the association is mainly on, okay, I know that currently they might not be able to host the event, but they have the confidence in doing so at a rescheduled timing. So the positive outlook for us is to see that sourcing for business events to take place in Dubai in 2027 has not stopped. International association, international corporate company are still asking us to provide them with proposal and bids for next year, meaning that they have a trust in the way that we manage that disruption, and that when the time comes where stability had come back to the region, they are already ready to kick off the events.
Great to hear that, Karina, and I'm sure that we will bounce back even stronger, just like we did during the COVID times. And you are the pioneer in the region, and we follow what you are saying, because you have already done this in the past. So if you have to like just give one message, we have just 1 minute left. What is one message that you want to give to the global community, to clearly understand the Dubai's readiness and stability?
I think the number one thing to look at is the coordination that we have, not only from a government point of view, but also that coordination dialogue that we have with our stakeholders on the ground, and also our extended network overseas, which are actually another arm of DB, making sure that our clients are addressed in the right way. I would say that, yes, at the moment, there is a pause on what we are doing in terms of hosting events, but it doesn't mean that in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months, once everybody is ready to travel back, and by the way, I just wanted to say that you can actually fly to Dubai. Our carrier airline has resumed 80% of its schedule. Once we are ready, it will just be a matter of plugging in, and your event will be able to take place in our destination.
Thank you, Karina. Yeah, I would also like to say just a few days back, I've also traveled during this time. I've had a full flight of Emirates. There was no, any sort of discomfort on the airport or on the flight or anywhere, and it was never rescheduled as well. It was as per the time. Thank you so much for this insight, and I'm looking forward to having next year more robust events happening in Dubai. Thank you very much, and I will see you in IMEX Frankfurt.
Thank you, Andrew. And yes, indeed, our next big engagement will be when we all meet in Frankfurt. We are currently having a little bit over 25 of our Dubai stakeholders that will be participating on Dubai stand. So we are very much looking forward to that first business events engagement of the year globally.
Yes. Thank you so much. It is just to reiterate all our support and resilience. See you in IMEX. Thank you
Thank
very much
you.
for the next, and look forward, tuned in for the next destination to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you.